Hello, welcome to the Quarter to Three live stream. I am Tom Chick, and I will be playing Defect Space Destruction Kit today. Are you enjoying that electronica music? It's not terrible. You've probably never heard of this. I certainly hadn't. It was something that appeared on Steam. I thought, yeah, I'll give that a look. What's going on there? And I was like, wow, okay, this is kind of a cool idea. I haven't made a lot of progress into it, but join me while I make a little more progress with it. Good evening to those of you in the chat channel. Happy to have you here. A quick reminder, tomorrow, that's Tuesday, at 7 p.m. Pacific, we will be doing the drawing for the next day's Request Wednesday. If you have a game you'd like to see me stream, maybe you're just curious about it, maybe you want to inflict grief on me with a terrible game, maybe it's something I've already streamed you want to see more of. You can vote for it by typing into the chat channel, I vote for, and then the name of the game. You can also put your vote into the comment section if you're not watching this live. Make sure that I do, if you're typing it in the chat channel, make sure that I read your vote out loud so that I have seen it. Otherwise, I might miss it if I'm busy with something on the screen. If you put it in the comment section, I'll always reply to confirm your vote. And then tomorrow at 7 p.m. during the stream for... Oh, shoot. What am I streaming tomorrow? During the stream for... Oh, Guild Wars 2. We'll take a break at 7 p.m., do a quick drawing, see what game wins. And that's what I'll be playing Wednesday. On Thursday, I'll be playing Abzu. I don't really know what it is, except you swim around underwater. It's an indie thing on the PS4. Then on Friday, we'll go back to the XCOM campaign, see how things are going. Quick reminder as well, let me run through this. Give these a thumbs up for me, please. We are about 80 subscriptions away from me getting tipsy on the air. That comment goes with that dramatic musical beat. You can find my Patreon campaign at patreon.com/TomChick. I'm on Twitter at QT3. And there's one other thing. Oh yeah, and I'm at quarterto3.com, the stuff I write. Let's look now at Defect. Is it defect or defect? Yeah, you defect. Or there's a defect in something, or you defect from someone. I think both senses of the word, as you'll see in a moment, are appropriate here. Now, I just... sorry to whomever made the music. The game is by some folks in Melbourne, Australia, called 3-Phase Interactive. You might be thinking, who is that? That name doesn't sound familiar. You probably don't know it. Small studio, their previous game is Stunt Star, which is something about motorcycle stunts. Left Empty compares the opening live stream shtick to that bit where a stewardess tells you to fasten your seatbelt and to put the mask on small children first, and that your life vest is under the seat, and here are the exits. But he calls it soothing. Those are kind of soothing, right? Because you look up at the stewardess and you're like, if this plane crashes, she's going to be the one who's going to shepherd us all to safety. And they seem to be pretty competent. I mean, they have this business-as-usual approach to these instructions about terrible things that might happen. Like, yeah, if it happens, and we'll get through it. Very reassuring. All right, look at this. It's a campaign map. What? This is not a strategy game. All this is, it's a little misleading because it uses hexes. I think they're trying to trick us there. Very clever 3-Phase Interactive. This is just a mission selection screen. And there are different missions in the game, and it is non-linear. The order that you approach the missions in, or at least it becomes non-linear as of finishing this mission, which is the last one I did. So now going forward, you know, here, you're going to do this, you're going to do this. Now I can pick any one of these three. Interesting. There is persistence between missions in the form of, I think it's overall money that you've earned. But you will see if I do this next mission, which, why doesn't that have an icon? Let's look at this one first. If I do this next mission, there are objectives I can meet to earn money. That money will then go into the amount I have to build spaceships, which we're going to do in just a minute. If you don't like building games, like if you're the kind of guy in a strategy game who's like, don't let me make my own units, just give me the units that belong in the game. I don't want to put a different turret on a different tank, and I don't want to decide whether this thing shoots plasma or lasers. If you're that kind of guy, this is not the game for you. Because look what the button says here. I can't just jump into the mission. Where's the just start mission? I just want to use the default ship. No such thing. And there's no such thing for a reason. At parts of the game, the ships that you face, that you're fighting against, are the ships that you have previously built. So as near as I can tell, it's going to ask you to build a new ship every mission. And furthermore, once you've finished a previous mission, you're going to have more money to build a better or bigger ship. So let's do this basic. Why do these have symbols? I guess because they have bonus objectives for extra money. So we can do big pile of scrap, no bars, or final stand. Final stand doesn't seem like a good name for a mission this early in the campaign. So let's just go with no bars. Interesting. Okay, this is just a little backstory. Look, backstory. But look at this. This is gameplay, and it's highlighted in red to show you that this has a gameplay significance. We need a ship that has a speed above 40, because we're going to be chasing something down. So keep that in mind. Our ship that we're about to build has to have a speed of at least 40. And there you go. You might be like, well, wait, just no, give me the default ship. No, look at it. There is no ship right there. It is empty space. You must put a ship there. I have 1,406 space bucks with which to make a ship. Now, to be fair, if I want, I can just load a previous ship. These are ships that I have made. These didn't come with the game. You will not find these in your copy of the game because I made them. That's not entirely true. Because you can share this, and then you can look at your friends' ships and then add them to the 499 ship designs you were allocated. I don't know why it's not 500. I feel like if they get to 499, just give it that little extra push to make it 500. Nice round number. I don't know. Maybe that's an Australian thing. These guys are from Australia. Like a metric thing. So what I could do is, look, this ship costs, oh, $13.90. That's an expensive ship. Oh, but look, speed 16. I wonder if it's going to let me load it anyway. There's nowhere on this screen where it's saying... I guess it would let me do the mission with a ship that can't succeed. Here's my top speed, 16. We don't want that. I can look at my other ships. Speed 13, speed 27. You'll note I haven't really made a speedy ship. Now, I could load this guy and make him a little faster, but actually I think this guy's kind of at his limit. The limits for the ships are, this is the amount of power they have available, and this is the amount of crew members. I believe, let me just verify something real quick. Let's see if we add another crew thing. Does it raise that number? Yeah, so that's the total amount. That was an unsightly addition. Ignore that. Undo. Oh, sorry, let's see. Some more votes. By the way, we had votes over the weekend for Pathologic HD Classic. Or no, Pathologic Classic HD, whatever. Pathologic, weird game. I've played a little bit of it. And for Armageddon Empires. That's from Chuck McMath and Pony Carnival. Mr. Woobin is requesting Teleglitch. He apparently wants to see me play a prohibitively difficult roguelike permadeath thing. It is permadeath, right? Sid G puts in a vote. Oh, Grim Dawn. We have 3 or 4 votes for Until Dawn. Very different games. Thank you guys for your votes. And you can vote and not even watch the stream. I don't mind. That's totally cool. Because these streams will be recorded. They're always available on YouTube in the archives. If you just want me to stream something, and then you can watch it at your leisure or not. Feel free to vote for something. Only requirements, it has to be available on the PC or the PS4. I don't want to have to drag my Xbox One out of the closet. And besides, I don't think it supports streaming. Alright, we got to run down some ship that goes 40 knots, or whatever the speed is in space. What is speed in space? How do you measure speed in space? Because everything's moving. Alright, that's a question for a rocket scientist. JC Lebedev asks whether anyone has voted for RimWorld. We've had RimWorld votes in the past. I don't know offhand if there are any current RimWorld votes. Alright, so our prime directive here is speed. So let's look at engines. Oh, that's armor, engines. You can see thrust, I guess, is speed divided by mass. That's my guess. So we either need a really small ship with one of these engines or a really big engine. And the first thing you start with, we'll just go down the line, parsecs. Sid says parsecs. Yeah, that's distance. You've been watching way too much Star Wars, isn't it? No, wait. How many? Han Solo does the Kessel Run in 7. Is it parsecs? Because isn't that a goof where George Lucas wrote the line as a measure of distance and speed? And then people have had to retroactively suggest that, yeah, there's a secret route to Kessel that Han Solo took. And this is completely on-topic discussion because this is a spaceship game. So the first thing you need on a spaceship, as any scientist will tell you, is a power core. This is a crappy power core that gives you 30 power, but it's free. Let's go ahead and spend 50 credits for a power core with 80 power on it. 12 parsecs is the Kessel Run. Richard Holt, that does sound correct. I thought 7. Corky is confirming 12, yeah. All right, the core of your spaceship is a vulnerable point. If your spaceship was a boss monster, this would be glowing bright orange. Left Empty says that the parsecs are Wookiee physics, shouldn't be denigrated. When you make a part, there's all these little things. It's almost like you're using, it is like a paint program. I can get information about it here, but I can actually, what do these do? I can just drag it around. This will rotate it. A core, you will note it is a circle. Rotating it doesn't do anything. More importantly, and I can do this with just the mouse. Oh, wait a minute. I'm not sure what this button does. This just increases the visual size, makes it smaller. I'm not sure. At any rate, regardless of what this setting is, I can mouse wheel to make something bigger and smaller. Now with the core, I don't think that matters. We'll get to that in a minute. At any rate, this is a terrible spaceship design because if something just pings us with one little measly pew-pew laser, we blow up. So we have to not have our core exposed. Corky corrects us and says that the Kessel Run was made in less than 12 parsecs. Is that right? Okay, yeah, I believe it. So he made it within a 12 parsec limit. Not right, at least like 11.9 parsecs, like 11.9 or below, probably. Now, I have another question. Is that really the line? I did the Kessel Run in less than 12 parsecs? Because isn't that grammatically incorrect? Wouldn't it be I did the Kessel Run in fewer than 12 parsecs? So not only does Han Solo not understand space distance or space speed, he doesn't understand grammar. Assuming I've got that correct, maybe you guys are just misquoting the line. All right, we now have our spaceship gives us, why is it giving us 100 points of power? Maybe this is a percentage. At any rate, our spaceship has 80 points of power. That's the boring part. Let's put cool things on it. A spaceship, of course, in this imagining of the future, we haven't perfected robotics enough to automate our spaceships. None of these are drones. Dudes and chicks have to actually drive the spaceship. So now let's give it a crew. Here are crew modules. In addition to having a different look, look, there's this kind of boxy one. There's this bulbousy 747-ish looking thing. This looks like the prow of a military ship. They have varying costs. And with those varying costs, as you may imagine, varying numbers of crew members that come with them. Chris Markinson notes that if Dwayne Johnson had been playing Han Solo, he would have gotten the grammar correct. Absolutely, Chris Markinson. It is my assertion, and I believe I am backed up on this by plenty of people, that Dwayne Johnson's a better actor than Harrison Ford. All right, what are these other stats? You might not care because you might just want to throw spaceship pieces together and go fly them around, which this game will let you do that. I'm too much of a strategy gamer. I want to know what these numbers are. So capacity is the number of astronauts it's going to give me. Mass is how, of course, heavy it's going to make my ship, which that interacting with the thrust will determine my speed. Armor is, of course, defensive capacity. That's how much power it's going to use. Direct control, 50%. What is that? Well, hold that thought. We're going to get to that in a little bit. Let's not load this down too much, because how many crew members do you need for just a super fast ship, right? What's the point here? Why would I ever take something that has a mass of 4 when I could take the same... Oh, the direct control different... Okay, well, we're definitely going to do this for a certain reason. Now, that just looks wrong, right? Way too tiny of a passenger cabin for that core. What are we going to do about that? Well, here's where cosmetically... I could build this right now if I want. It would have a mass of 4, an armor of 4. It wouldn't move because it doesn't have any engines. Now, what is this? Oh, I guess this is just a different interface for changing the size. Yeah, all right. Well, I prefer rolling the mouse wheel. All right, so these are the people who are going to live on the ship. It has to connect to the power core. So let's just drop it smack dab on the middle. Oh, you know what? Let's make our power core a little smaller so the edges aren't sticking out around. There you go. So we have 8 people driving our ship. It needs to actually go, so let's put an engine on it now. All right, armor and hull. We're not going to worry about that yet. Let's go straight to engines. I like that tooltip. Engines make you go. We want something that has a lot of thrust. So I wonder if it's this simple. Does it divide thrust by mass, and that's your speed? Let's try this. So 90 divided by 4 is basically like, what, 22. Let's then see. If we put this right here, our speed would be 20. No, speed is 51. All right, never mind. It's not quite that easy. But we now have a fast ship. And this is where it's like a paint program. I can put this wherever I want. I can do that. I can put it up front. How's that for a dopey-looking ship? I can't put it back here. It has to connect. I can do that. Now, it does this cool thing, too, and the tutorial explains all this. What if I want to put it there, but I don't like the fact that it's covering these graphics? See over here? These are like layers. And again, it's like if you've done Photoshop, all this will be familiar to you. If you haven't, it's still pretty simple. I want this layer to be below the other layers. Oh, it already is. Wait a minute. Oh, there. Why is it? No, oh, right there. I was looking at the core. Here's the engine. Here's the crew cabin. So now the graphic for the engine is underneath the crew cabin. Left Empty says, this interface looks touch screenish. Left Empty, I might be concerned that it's some iOS kind of thing, but you'll see once we get into the gameplay, it's not. Very Star Control-y. What else do we want to add to this ship? Well, I don't know. Am I going to be fighting this mission? I probably should have looked into that. We've got plenty of power left over, and it only takes 2 crew members to drive this. There we go. It only takes 2 crew members to drive this particular engine. So what else can we give it? How about armor? We can do the mission and see if there's combat, and then come back and redesign the ship based accordingly. What are these? I actually haven't looked at these. These are specialized components. Countermeasures for missiles. An ion intake gives you a little boost of power. But it reduces maneuverability. Alright, I don't really need any of those. Let's go ahead and give it a little weapon, and then let's try the mission and see what we're up against. So this turret is awesome because you don't have to aim a turret, right? It turns. It'll aim for me. Let's put a turret on. Oh no, look. Well, you'll have to look yourself. I can't show you with the mouse. If you go down the line, you can see how much damage it does, its range, how long it takes to reload, its tracking capacity, mass, armor, drinks up power. Wait a minute. 8 crew members to man a turret? We've only got 6 left. We can't do that. So, do we get a bigger crew cabin? Or do we not take a turret? And that's the kind of question you are faced in Defect. So let's instead look, if it's not a turret, this only takes 1 crew member, a light phaser weapon that can deal quite a lot of damage if it remains on target. Pinpoint accurate, but doesn't have great range. Since we're super fast and, I believe, maneuverable. Where's our maneuverability? Is that steering? Ew. We aren't maneuverable. Let's try this. It's like a flamethrower. All right, so where are we going to put this? Do we want to do that? You can also click this, by the way, symmetry, and then symmetry. Wait. Why isn't symmetry doing what I wanted it to do? Why is it letting me... Hold on. How do I just not build this? I'm just going to drag it off screen. Symmetry. Yeah, okay, that's what I was hoping. It has to be activated when you select something. Symmetry is just going to give me two of them completely equidistant to each other. Completely equidistant. You're either equidistant or you're not. So we can put two burners here and hit extra hard, and we can just actually put them on the nose. Like, do we want them sticking out here, or let's put them on the nose? I like that. Two super focused burners. Let's now move them underneath our hull. There we go. We now have a few crew members left. We've got extra power left. I don't like the steering. Let's give us more maneuverability. How do we do that? I think these wings do that. Oh, I don't know. Oh, it also gives us stability. So they don't take much power. They don't take much crew. Is it just adding cost? Maneuver rockets. Oh, that does take power. We've got the power for maneuver rockets. It doesn't add much mass. What about these things? Tri-stage mid-wing. A lot of stability with that. And a tri-stage big wing. So say you really wanted this. Say you weren't concerned about steering, you really wanted stability. And to be perfectly honest, I'm not sure what that stat means. Let's say I want to put the... Oh, I thought it was going to be a super huge big wing like that. But if I want to make it super small and just barely tuck it in there so it just looks like tiny little fins, I could do that. I'm still getting the same stats, but I can affect how the graphic looks. Cosmetically, I can just jigger this however I want. But we do not want those things. What is it? Just don't put it on there. It's a delete key, of course. Let's instead try these maneuver rockets. And we've got enough power to get a couple of them. Oh, Left Empty is noting the speed dropped with the flamethrowers. Well, good catch, Left Empty. Alright, let's just make it one flamethrower then. Wait, why is that? Top speed 29. And now if we make them into one... Wait a minute, that makes no sense. Let's get rid of that. Top speed 51. I'm so glad you caught that, Left Empty. Weapons, right. Flamethrower. The Burn Master. Its mass is only 2. Why is it affecting speed? Well, it'll be up 7 from 5. Alright, well, let's try it with just 1. Yeah, it's slowing us down. Stupid flame. Maybe we're not supposed to have weapons. Left Empty, using some very fancy language, says, it seems speed isn't tied linearly to mass. Okay, nerd. Well, let's get something. Do we even need a weapon? Oh, how about this little thing? What the... That stupid little thing there affected our speed. Alright, I'm going to go out on a limb and think that maybe we don't need a weapon. Well, okay, actually, let's do this. If we had 2 of these, and then add a dippy little weapon. Yeah, speed 43. Now look, this is confusing to me. If I had 2 of them, my speed is 43. If I just merge them into one, my speed is 43. So maybe having 2 weapons is strictly cosmetic? I'm not sure how I feel about that. So yeah, it looks like the weapon, like duplicating the weapons is just cosmetic. That clearly wasn't the case with the engines, though. Huh, I don't know. Alright, now let's see if we can attach... Oh, and we want that... let's go ahead and make it this really cool thing. It looks like a pitot tube. You guys know what a pitot tube is? The only reason I know that is from doing model airplanes as a kid. There. And now let's give it some wings. Left Empty says, power fuels your engine as well as weapon system? Yeah, I think so. Corky says, according to Kerbal Space Program, the solution is always more rockets. Oh, 3-phase in. Whoa. Is that the developer? Very cool. Hi. We have, if that's who that is, it's either that or someone on YouTube has used their Twitter account's name on YouTube. It says it doesn't merge to one. There's still 2 on top of each other. Very cool to know. Because, yeah, look, I see 2 over here clearly. Can I just delete one? No, it's leaving 2. So what if I just want one? So I guess with symmetry on, is it always making two? I'm a little unclear about that, but I do want to explore this. So symmetry is off, and now it's just one. And yeah, clearly it is just one. All right, so it looks like symmetry means you have to do two. All right, fair enough. Because otherwise, why would symmetry matter if you just have one of them? Actually, symmetry would matter because, yeah, if I just stuck this over here. All right, good to know, though. Okay, I'm going to do that, and we're going to go for the pitot tube thing right there, and we're going to drop it down below. All right, now let's give it, again, we're not entirely sure what we're up against with this mission, so this might just be a test. Let's see if we can afford to stick these maneuver rockets on. It's only a massive one. Yeah, look, our speed is still good. Now, I also want to try this. Because what if we did them like wings sticking out here? Look, our speed is still good. Check out our stability. And it gives everybody something to do. We'll only have one idle crew member. Three-phase int is saying top speed equals your thrust divided by your mass divided by drag, and drag is fixed. Okay, because I was kind of thinking thrust divided by mass, but I missed a crucial number in there. Good. And actually, I don't know that these need to stick out quite so much. Yeah, let's kind of do that and just sort of give them some tail fin looking things. And then let's drop them below the fuselage. All right, this is our ship. We've got plenty of speed. Our crew is plenty occupied. There will be one guy who's off duty who can just sit around smoking space cigarettes. Let's save this. Can I name it? Surely I can name it. Of course I can. Oh. Now it's choosing amongst random names. What if I wanted to give it my own name? That might not be allowed, which would be kind of odd. Now I'm liking these names. I want something that implies fast. Ballistic Cobra. There. I feel like surely there's some way to change the names of your ships. Maybe not, though, because you can share them on Steam. Maybe they don't want everyone naming their ship, you know, the penis fucker or whatever. Sorry for saying that. I apologize for my language. That was just an example I was using. All right, so here's our ship. Let's go now. So let's say, again, you're a guy who just wants to build ships. I presume you could have just loaded one of your buddies' shared designs here. But this is the core. This is a core of the game. The game basically has two pillars, or two major things going on. This is one of them. If you're not into this, this may not be the game for you. But here's the other part of the game. Let me make sure my gamepad is plugged in. All right, we are now done building. We might have to go back and rebuild this, because there might be certain things we can't do in this mission. You'll now note, for this mission, we can build or launch. No, wait, what happens if I go over here? Huh, I guess I could launch I could launch using that ship with any one of these missions. All right, here we go, let's launch. Three-phase int says correct. I presume about naming of the ships, is that it has to be canned names. All right, so we're going to launch the mission. We're going to get a little backstory, I think. And I will be controlling this with a gamepad. And you will see immediately why. Because naturally this is a top-down perspective. So here I am, and look, the left stick is the direction. And it's like turning and moving me. Now, they're not two separate controls. I'm zoomed way. Okay, wait, sorry, we're getting some backstory. The pigeon is, I think his name is Z Gull, like Zeke Gull or something. They gave him some cute pigeony name. Sorry, he's a seagull, though. The bumpers can zoom in. Look, there's our ship. Lovely. And there's us moving around. I'm moving entirely with the left stick. And the reason I'm using the left stick to move forward, not backwards, because that just turns you. You just point a direction and your ship goes in that direction. And the reason it's not working like a twin stick shooter might be, where the right stick controls direction and the left stick controls thrust, or vice versa, is because you might have a turret. We don't have a turret here, but if you had a turret, you could change the turret's direction independently. And yes, the developer is correcting me. A seagull, not a pigeon. Space. Left Empty is calling him a space gull. That is correct. Now, you will note we have off in the distance an objective and a hacking thing. And I'm sorry I wasn't paying attention to the briefing. I presume we're hacking something first. This is very Star Control to me. Look how much I can zoom out. And how my ship graphic is completely swallowed up by the distance. And doesn't that seem like a weird idea? Because don't they want to show off the ship graphics? Well, of course they do, but the reason it does this, and I kind of don't want to spoil it for you guys, but yeah, I'll tell you anyway. The reason it does this is because there are going to be really cool, big, huge ships, and they really play with the size difference amongst the ships. You'll note next to the reticle on the left, I have 0 space credits. What do those do? Well, I'll show you in a minute. Oh, objective. Wait, okay, I'm sorry. I really should have paid attention to the mission objective. Zolban says, good morning from Europe. Good morning, Zolban. Happy to have you. What was I supposed to do? They're getting away with that. Okay, they were hacking here. I think I'm going to have to restart this because let me zoom out and see how far they got. Yeah, they're totally off screen. I should have been doing more missioning, less talking. You fire with the... Oh, actually, what do you fire with? Okay, yeah, whoops. The pigeon... sorry, the seagull is telling us... Yeah, we got to go over again. All right, this time I'm going to spend less time talking to you jokers and more time pursuing whoever those people are that were hacking our data. In my mind, the backstory for this is that satellite right up there, those are the servers for the Democratic National Committee. Committee? Conference? What does C stand for in DNC? Committee, yeah. And that's a Russian ship. Those are the Russians. I'm going to go stop this. Oh, shoot a monkey. Yep, asteroids, or whatever those are hard physical objects. Do not bump into them unless you've got a little bit more protection than my ship had. You will note when you kill things, they drop credits, basically money, that you can get. And you need that money for, well, you'll see, for repairs. Okay, this time, in addition to not talking to you jokers and forgetting about the mission, I'm also not going to fly into solid objects. Those are my goals at this point in time. Alright, the ZK-71 Ballistic Cobra. Ah! Oh! Okay. Yeah, let's... I'm just going to edit this part out. You guys didn't see any of that. Note to self, don't haul ass to the north as soon as the mission starts. Alright, here we go. Oh, JC Lebedev asks a great question. Is there a penalty for losing a ship? No, JC Lebedev. There is not, as far as I know. Now, they might play later on with mission objectives. I'm not sure about that. And the reason there's not a penalty for it is because, well, you'll see what happens at the end of the mission. Oh, and yeah, it has been confirmed. There's no penalty for losing a mission. This isn't... I think it's why that map is a little misleading, in that it's a list of missions. This isn't a strategy game with... Oh, shoot, okay. Wait, is he going to shoot at me? Do I have to shoot back at him? Alright. Dadgummit, how do I fire? I can't believe I've forgotten to... I was just playing this. Oh, there. Right. No, can't be right bumper. Oh, no, I know I don't fire. Okay, this is a cool thing about it. I don't fire because I'm not in the crew. I don't... The firing happens automatically. Now, I may not be doing enough damage to this thing. And it's a function of my crew. Now, I can change that if I want by pulling up... So I'm a little worried now when I see an asteroid in the background. I don't want to bump into it. What? All right. So, obviously, we are not doing enough damage to this fella. So, let's go back and work on a design that does more damage and that is fast. Because that makes sense. That was the tiniest weapon available to us when we built that. Pony Carnival is calling that particular mission, The Adventures of Space Sperm. Zyobin says it's his first time watching live. Zyobin, welcome. We're glad to have you. If you and remember, if you want to vote for Request Wednesday, type I vote for and the name of a game in there. All right, so let's take this silly thing off. Way underpowered. Let's look at what other gun options we have. Left Empty says maybe that flamethrower. Right, because we can get in close. Let's see what it does to our speed. 43. And of course, we don't want that big graphic sitting on our nose. Stupid. Do you guys hear that noise when my game controller disconnects? That doodle-loop. I blame my stupid game controller. Alright, here we go. Now, let's now try to burn these dudes. We've got the power for it. With its speed, 43. Don't book to... Actually, you know what? I can go north, because... Oh, shoot. Alright, I was gonna show off and thread the needle between those two asteroids, but not a good idea. Alright, so we have to stay close with... Oh, that's not very short. I mean, that feels like long range. Alright, so I need a little speed boost. How do I do that? Alright, what you were looking at here on the left is a list of my ship's systems. You will note that one of them is highlighted. Whichever one is highlighted gets a bonus to its stats based on what's called its direct control percentage. And you guys saw that. Ow, he's hitting me. And you guys saw that when we were building the ship. Alright, so you'll note, okay, he hit me. Now my engines are messed up. So it's not that I'm terrible at this game, it is that. But I stopped firing because, see that my beam weapon at the very top is red, and there are wrenches by it? And see that my crew cabin is red? When things get damaged in this game, it affects your performance. My weapon stopped firing because he broke it. And I stopped being able to steer my ship because my crew cabin got wiped out. Now, I could repair those. Actually, could I? Because I don't have any credits. This is tough. Am I going to have to do this mission without doing repairs? If you pick up credits, you can apply them to in-mission repairs. All right, let's try again. And now maybe some armor, right? Yeah, Chris Markinson says you guys do hear the disconnect sound because it makes you think that one of your devices is disconnected. Oh, Metabaron says, with the game being 2D, how do you know what objects you collide with? Excellent question, Metabaron. For the most part, my thinking was you never collide with anything. I don't collide with that enemy ship. I just fly right over him. But there are those asteroids. I'm guessing they just light up obstacles to be brighter. And that'll eventually condition you to be able to pick out from the background artwork the foreground artwork that will kill you, I'm presuming. Alright, so, you know, let's look at our other weapons. So, we don't have a lot of speed to spare. What are these other weapons? So, that is doing, 4 DPS. Look how terrible, these are all low numbers. Can we do something that gets like, look at that DPS. Oh, a torpedo. Alright, you come off of here. Is that going to work? That's surely not going to work. Needs more crew. And look what it did to our speed. Yeah, that is not a good idea. Alright, well, let's also... I do like the idea of that flamethrower. Let's put the flamethrower on there. And what is that? DPS is 3, right? DPS is 4, yeah. And we have no problem getting in close. Alright, so we're going to go with this. But now let's try a little extra armor. This bit here, armor and hull, this is kind of where you do, I presume, most of your actual creative building. This is where you get little pieces that you can put together to make funky shapes and spaceships. Now, all this stuff right here, you might think, it's not very many. You'd kind of be right. Because what's going on is as you're playing and earning money, you hit thresholds that unlock new stuff. So this is not all the game has to offer by any stretch of the imagination. Now, as we add these pieces, you'll note it's going to add mass and armor to us. We blew up super easy, I presume. We got our stuff broke because we didn't have any armor. It's not entirely true. We had 10 armor. But let's get some more. So, I'm not good enough at doing the math to figure out how to keep this from dropping below 40. As a matter of fact, is that even possible? 37. 37. Is there anything that has a lot? Well, yeah, mass 1. 37. That needs crew. So I'm guessing the requirement for crew, the conceit is you're making your ship bigger. There are more parts that need to be worked on. This, I don't think is going to work as we have it. Alright, so let's do this. Because I don't think this mission is about taking the smallest possible ship and making it super fast. We need a ship that can defend itself and a ship that can do damage. Let's see. So I don't think 8 crew members was enough. Let's see if we can get something a little bigger. Wow, that's quite the jump. From 8 crew members to 22 crew members to 20 crew members to 25 crew members. There's 8, 8. All right, let's see if we can manage something with speed. Now, what are the differences here? Mass 10, armor 12, power 22. This takes less power. Yeah, well, let's take this. Oh, and I don't know. Am I giving myself 2? I'm a little unclear there. All right, we're going to have this, because this does look like the top of the hump on a 747 to me. And now we will add to it an engine and see what kind of speed we can get going. Oh, 3-phase points out there is a ramming spike. I'm presuming it would be under these special things here. Actually, maybe it's just under regular weapons. It might be something I haven't... Oh, that looks like a ramming spike. Nope, bolt gun. I think I do not have a ramming spike yet, but there's apparently one coming down the pike. Alright, so what kind of speed can we get going? We want something with lots of thrust, oodles of thrust. You know, we have a lot of money. Could we afford this thing here? Obviously, because of this little piece, this looks like the kind of thing they want you to sort of offset, or they want you to have 2 of them, like the nacelles on the Enterprise. We'll just sort of stick that. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. So aesthetically, I don't know if you guys are like me, but I couldn't possibly have that just sticking out the side there. It's kind of work. All right, so let's just embed it like that, and then put it underneath there. So we are looking. Man, how do we get our speed up? Additional weapons? Let's just try this. That's good speed, terrible stability. Let's try it, but then we have crew members and power left over for weapons, but we're going to run out of our speed pretty quickly. I wish we had a bigger core, but obviously that unlocks, I'm presuming, at certain particular points as you're doing missions. Yeah, that's just not going to work, is it? All right, let's just try this, these fellas. See if we can get away with having some extra power. Okay, we're going to try this. It's a good speed. Wait a minute. Why is that? So why are these giving us an even better speed? Thrust 150, mass 2. Thrust 100, mass 2. So this is giving us 100 thrust. Oh, because 150 is bigger than 100. Oh, I'm such an idiot. Math, Tom. All right, let's do. So this, if we do this, it still gives us 2. You know, let's go ahead and go with that. I like how funky that looks right about there. All right, we got plenty of speed. We got a good amount of power left over for our weapons. I feel like this is going to hit on a winning combination. Is that flamethrower enough? Still plenty of speed. And we're taking 2 of them, aren't we? Let's try this. We've even got a smidge of power left. The lack of stability, let's find out what that means, because I actually don't know. This will be a good lesson in what happens if you don't care about stability in your ship. Man, that is one ugly ship. I'm sorry, I can't bear these flamethrowers being there. Let's do that. And I kind of wish we could put something on its butt. We have 6 pounds. Let's do... Oh, our armor is 18. Let's go ahead and stick a little more armor on its butt, as long as we can afford the speed hit. What's a good tail end for that thing? Look at that armor. Power and crew are not doesn't affect them. How about this thing on the butt? No, I think we're adding 2, right? Because we have symmetry on, which I'm okay with. Left Empty says, without stability, I'm probably going to be flying into asteroids. You might be right, Left Empty. Okay, so we're going to add that piece, and we're going to sort of put it there. And then we're going to put it below other layers, but above that layer. All right, I like where we're going. We still have a little... Look at our armor now! Oh, look at our speed. Dadgummit. All right, let's just try one of these. Symmetry off. There we go. Good armor. Our speed is above 40. Pull that back in. Drop it there. We're kind of a weird egg with engines on the side. We still have some more power. I wonder if there's anything we can do with power that doesn't take up much mass. Oh, maybe wings? Oh, you know, maybe it's time. Let's see what we can do with wings. These will add mass. Oh, they won't even slow us down that much. Put symmetry. We don't want... all of these... Do all these have a mass of 1? I'm liking this. Mass of 2. Mass of 2. Alright, well this has a mass of 1. How much power does it take? We can spare... the... Oh, we can't spare the power because we're bringing in 2. Dammit, let's bring in 1. If we put that there. Oh, we're so low on power. Would ion thrusters give it to us? Ion thruster. Power adds 5. Oh, we need 5. What if we put an ion thruster like on the side? Our speed is too low now. Oh, shoot a monkey. All right, let's try some other thing. What about these wings? You can't have one wing. That just makes no sense to me. That lowers our speed too much. So it looks like bringing in 1 point of mass is going to lower our speed to 39. All right, so we're going to have to do some weird single-winged thing. How do we get the most stability for that mass? Stability 50, stability 50, stability 100. Let's see if we can afford this fella. Yes. This one little, let's put it on a butt right there. There's a little stick coming out of its butt. You know what? That doesn't, I don't like the look. That's just weird. Our stability is still awfully low, but you know what? We're just going to go with it. We're going to see. Actually, and I enjoy the egg shape. We'll just make it protrude just a tad. There we go. Zeobin asks, how's this flamethrower going to work in space? So it's not technically a flamethrower. It is a burn master. It is a phaser weapon. I was incorrectly calling it a flamethrower because you think short range, a lot of damage. You know, in a non-space game, this would probably be a flamethrower. All right, here we go. We've got some decent armor this time. We're barely over the 40 speed. I kind of wish we could see our overall like DPS for our weaponry. Not sure why it doesn't give us that, but fair enough. All right, let's save this fella. This is the extra long shot. Let's look at these names. The Crimson Dad, no. Looming Disaster. Of course. Let's go with that because I believe we're going to maybe be finding out the impact of stability. Previously, I wasn't sure what the difference was between steering and stability. I have a feeling I'm about to find out. Okay, don't run north. Don't run north. Don't run north. Don't run north. All right, here we go. We are preventing some hacking from happening. All right, so far it turns... Oh, it doesn't feel... Oh, wait. Oh, good lord, it's like drifting like crazy. Ah! Oh my god. Yeah, I'm seeing now. Good lord. So, yeah, I don't think you guys can quite appreciate the impact. Because you're, yeah, it's basically like when I steer, it keeps turning in a certain direction. It's kind of like driving a muscle car. Like, as long as you drive it in a straight line, it's doing fine. But the moment you try to turn, it's just going to oscillate like crazy as you try to compensate for the oversteer. Oh, my God. Yeah, I don't think this one's going to work. So, I do want to show you real quick. The panel on the left, those are all of our components. Actually, what if I go to my wing? Oh, it got away. The panel on the left is my components. Whichever one I have highlighted, I am manually controlling and boosting its input. So I was going to try to highlight my, well, I can, no, I can't keep playing to try it. I was going to highlight my wing and see if it made a difference. But yeah, that stability hit, it's basically like being drunk and driving a muscle car. I don't recommend doing those two things together. Admiral Akbar asks, oh my god, is the captain of that vessel a seagull? Which, sure, that's funny enough. And no, the captain isn't. That's the narrator. But then Left Empty says, yeah, look who's asking that. Admiral Akbar being, of course, a space fish. All right, that whole stability hit. And where is that stability hit coming from? These big engines. Yeah, that makes sense, because these big engines are just pushing you forward. So, whereas previously you might have thought, hey, this is an action twin-stick shoot-'em-up thing. It is that sometimes, but what you're seeing now is a design challenge. And just so that you guys don't think, well, you know, let's try one more thing. All right, so that gave us 150 thrust. Let's see if with 90 thrust we can get to a proper speed. No, we can't. Let's take this armor off of our butt. And just highlight it there and hit delete. Speed 32. No. What if we just go with one burner? Oh shoot, I'm doing two again. No. Yeah, this is tough, you guys. Clearly, so it's a design challenge. Now, here's the good news. Let's say you're like, wait, I don't want to, I want to unlock more pieces. This isn't enough. I don't want to keep beating my head against trying to do this design challenge. I just want to go blow stuff up. Oh, MetaBaron asks, are you playing on hard? There are 3 difficulty levels here. Wait, am I thinking of the right game? Yeah. There's 3 difficulty levels here. Hold on, let me back out of here. I'm going to discard that. I thought there were. I could be wrong. Yeah, I can just back up here. Options. Yeah, there's 3 difficulties, and so I've talked about this on the stream before. What do these do? Why am I choosing them? You know, what the difficulty? Oh, the developer is saying I need more engines. Good to know. But the difficulty level, am I getting a bigger reward by choosing the harder difficulty? Maybe there are achievements? At any rate, I just wish developers would be more clear about what does changing the difficulty level do. And 3-phase interactive, I'm not just picking on you guys. This is something way too many people do. And what's the incentive for me making it hard? And I think I can do that from within the game. Yeah, I didn't even have to back out to the main menu. So I can change this on the fly. Which, oh, dadgummit. I just closed the game. Stand by. Sorry, nobody go anywhere. Escape apparently closes the game. Hold on. Stand by. Please hold. Don't go anywhere. All right, does that come back? Sorry about that, guys. I think that's the first time I've done that. So 3-phase is saying try that with more engines. So real quick, I just want to go. Well, before I do that, let me just show you guys. So you're playing this. You're like, oh, I'm having a hard time. And plus, this is obviously not a puzzle, but yeah, it is kind of. It's kind of a design puzzle in a way, right? Because that doesn't look like a very difficult mission. You just fly up to that ship. You have to be able to stay near enough to it that your weapons will fire at it to A, do enough damage to keep it from escaping, and B, survive it attacking you. So I feel like this is an early design challenge. There's been nothing like that so far. But if you don't want to do this, look, just do one of these. Silly. And I'm assuming work your way around here and then later come back to this. Like it looks like this is the main track, although it looks like these are bosses you got to get to. So let's do one of these and just blow some stuff up. 3-phase interactive says the enemy ships aren't as good on easy. Maybe we should note that there's no extra reward for playing on hard. All right, normally I would grouse quite a bit at this, but people have heard me do that enough. Fair enough. And again, what you guys are doing, that's kind of the standard these days. Throw in some difficulty levels, let somebody choose whatever they want. Don't make their, don't put in any incentive for playing on hard. But fair enough. Pretty straightforward. I'm going to leave it on normal for now. All right, so let's go do a mission that is optional. This is get a super scrap chunk and destroy defectors. All right, so we're going to blow some people up and pick something up, and it looks like we're going to add a fair amount of money for doing this. We can work on these bonus objectives for a little bit extra money, but let's go in and make something. So this is going to be a combat build. I could load up a previous ship, but let's start anew. Let's try a weapon that I haven't played with. This is the Looming Gremlin, apparently. While I have you here, Three Phase Interactive, you guys are in Melbourne, Australians. Didn't Australia, was it Screen Australia, Film Australia? There's an Australian Film Institute, I presume it's a government body, that was supporting video game developers, right? Like you could get, I don't know if they're technically called grants or subsidies, but a lot of countries where the government supports the arts will have these kinds of institutes. And in the past, they've basically been built around movies, because movies are an important cultural export, right? They're part of a way for a country to express a national identity. So naturally, you'll have like a Ministry of Cultural Affairs or something, and they'll have a wing that supports film development. That's foreign to us in the U.S. We're not used to that because the government wants no part of that. But didn't Screen Australia or Film Australia cease that program a few years ago? I could be wrong about that. And Three Phase Interactive is asking, they're open to ideas. What incentive could be added in achievement? You know what, Three Phase Interactive? Yes, even just an achievement. Finish the game on 100. Now here's the difficulty. You guys then have to do this work, and I don't know how much of a pain in the ass this is. You guys have to then make it where, like how do you stop someone from just playing the game to the last mission and switching it to hard and getting the achievement, right? And it's a low priority. It's a pet peeve that I have. Obviously don't go out of your way dealing with it, but that's one thing that you can do with when you just have a hard difficulty level. A lot of times a guy like me just wants an achievement for it. Yeah, and Three Phases Interacting, Screen Australia, they had a fun, basically a loan. It lasted 1 year. Wow. Wow. I just played a game called Inside. They're a Danish developer called Playdead? Dead Boy? Playdead, yeah. The Danish Film Institute, I think they've been funding game development for a while. That's still going. I'm sure Sweden probably. There's a lot of Swedish game developers. They probably have that. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if in Sweden it's not even a film institute. They might have like a dedicated, hey, we're financing game development, which might be partly explain why there's so much game development in Sweden. And Three Phase Interactive is saying that it's basically a loan. So if I'm not mistaken, isn't the idea that they give you money and then they kind of take part of the proceeds? Rhode Island did something like that with a failed developer that a baseball player started here in the U.S. The Rhode Island state government gave them a loan to work on a very ill-conceived video game. It was pretty controversial. And then when the developer imploded and there was no chance that the Rhode Island government was going to get their money back, it kicked up a ruckus. All right, good Lord, sorry, I'm talking politics. But, if you've watched the stream, you know that I'll go off on ridiculous tangents. All right, we're going to build a ship with our 1,300 space bucks. I thought we had 14 something. You don't lose this when you lose a ship, do you? Because I could be wrong, that this is a persistent number that you accumulate as you play. At any rate, I could be wrong about that. And Three Phase Interactive is saying, yes, in those situations, like where Screen Australia gives you a loan, they take a cut of the revenue. Right. Yeah. Yeah, I love that. I mean, again, here in the United States, that's just so foreign to us because we don't have this idea. Our right wing, and I guess that's probably what happened there in Australia, is so hostile to the idea of supporting the arts that we have. That's one of the first things on the chopping block when people go on a rampage about cutting spending. Right? Is arts funding. Okay, let's see. So let's go. Well, I don't want to do that egg thing. Let's go with this. This looks suitably military and hardcore. All right, it's going to use up a lot of our power. Actually, maybe that's an issue. Let's take something that leaves us plenty of power for guns. 8 people is not enough to get some guns going. All right, let's now put an engine on it, and then we'll come back to the armor. Uh, let's not go too crazy. Oh, I'm liking this. On the... Oh, look there. So the stats for the engine also has like a response time. So is this... Yeah, that explains partly why that other thing handled like a boat. Is look at that response. Slow. So maybe that wasn't a facet of stability. Maybe that was a facet of the engine's response time. All right, well, let's... thrust 90. So I guess what you're paying for extra with this standard engine... It uses less power. It responds more quickly. It gives you a little more thrust. Oh, it's smaller. Look how small that is. Mass 1, armor 1. All right, well, let's stick this thing on here. And actually... So here's a request I have, three-phase interactive. I've got this. I want to place it. It's not enough. And I think, well, wait, what if I place 2? I'd like when I toggle symmetry for it to apply dynamically. Maybe that's something that is really hard to do. But that would be nice to have. Okay, let's see if we give it 2 of these weird cup things. Let's see. If I don't attach them, does it? Oh, no. If I don't attach them, it's not applying their effect, which makes sense. All right, so let's... Oh, good Lord. You know what? Let's just make them small. Ah, that's as small as they go. All right, well, we don't want them overlapping. That's crazy. All right, so we'll do that. How much power do we have left over for weapons? Let's then see. So I kind of want to show you guys the turret, because with the turret, it's definitely a twin-stick shooter. One stick shoots, the other stick moves. But without a turret, you have to aim... Oh, econo missiles. I'm not sure I've used these. Partially guided and have a significant range advantage. All right, let's see if we can equip these. Mass 6 looks like it's going to be pretty heavy, but we're not racing anyone. And I did just stick 2 of them on there, didn't I? Which there's no need to go crazy. Let's just stick 1 on there. Left Empty is saying this ship is going to be way not safe for work. Three-phase interactive is saying select a single component, turn on symmetry, then hit copy. All right, let's see. Okay, for instance, this. We have a single one. We're like, oh no, we want to symmetry, and then copy. All right. I have to say it feels a little bit like of a kludge, like I'd rather just be able to look here. But yeah, that works for me. Flip, I haven't looked at before. Oh, I see. Flip is just duplicating what? Ah! What is flip doing? Oh, I think because I'm having copy. Flip selected piece, right? Select this, flip it. Well, I'm a little confused why it's not flipping, but fair enough. All right, at any rate, we just want 1 of these. Let's put it on the nose there. Zolbin is asking for Supreme Ruler Ultimate for Request Wednesday. I'm going to need a new piece of paper. Yeah, I'll try it on this side. Zolbin. Am I pronouncing it right? Zoibin. I'm sorry. I thought that was an I. Zoibin. Supreme Ruler Ultimate. Is that one of those Battle Goat Studios games? Oh, those things are inscrutable. But I'm happy to play whatever you like. But I think... Yeah, I think I know those. Is that the one that just got the Donald Trump DLC? Metabaron says, how do you unlock more parts? By completing missions? Yes. Well, you'll see in a minute. As you earn money, you fill up what I think looks like an experience point bar. And every time it hits a threshold, it unlocks a new thing. And I think it even shows you what you're going to unlock next. Oh! And also, Left Empty is saying maybe the special icons on the strategic map were showing you pieces you can unlock. That could be, but I still think it works in three-phase interactive. Actually, they can field a lot of these questions. I'm super glad you guys are here. Pieces are unlocked via completing mission. Okay. So yeah, what I'm not sure about if it's that experience point bar thing that I was seeing before. I think it was this game. Or if a given mission unlocks a given piece. Maybe both, by the way. Because like I said before, I think the cores are maybe gated by particular missions. Like you have to get to a certain point in the campaign. All right, enough talk. Oh, did you guys see that? Wait, where did it go? You can choose this crazy like targeting priority thing for what the weapon is going to shoot at. Because remember, you're not shooting the weapon. Even the turret, by the way. The turret will find its own target and shoot. If you then put the turret on manual control by selecting it from the list of components, then you shoot the turret. But otherwise, it's doing its own thing. What is tactics? I have not seen this. Maybe I'm not supposed to be in here yet, but... okay, I don't think I need to be in here yet. I'm a little bit daunted by what that is. Going back to build. But it looks like it's just a way of telling you, setting priorities for what parts of a ship. Like maybe you want to destroy a ship's engine to keep it... Oh. I was just thinking of that for that speed test. Set the priority to attacking engines so it can't leave. Interesting. Alright. Okay, so let's see. I feel like I'm talking way too much and not blowing up enough stuff. We have some firepower. We have no steering or stability. And yeah, I guess those of you who've played a lot of Kerbal are thinking, this is kind of Kerbal space programming, but with a twin-stick shooter. It kind of is, isn't it? And unlike Kerbal Space Program, I have to say it's documented far better. Oops, I did that wrong. Wait. Copy. There we go. These wings look very unspectacular. They're still giving us plenty of power. Let's make them a little bigger. You know, let's put them... so if you're like me and you actually care about this kind of thing, like, oh, it doesn't look good there, it doesn't look good there, there is a lot of gameplay in here. There, how about that? It doesn't look very fierce. Alright, well, let's see. We still have plenty of power. I guess those are good steering and stability values. I presume these are things that as you play your way through the missions, you start to learn what the numbers mean, what's good, what's not good. Let's try another weapon. Do we dare take a turret? No, we can't take 2 turrets at any rate. Could we take 1 turret? We could. Let's do this. Let's put it on the back. We don't want it to fall off the edge of the ship. Alright, what issues are there with this ship? This looks like a good ship to go blow stuff up, other than the fact that it's not super fancy. Let's make it a little fancier. What things can we add to it? Like, just aesthetically, I want it to look a little different. Oh, I know. Let's do... what if we were to do this? Oh, wait. Symmetry on, copy. It's just going to mess up our... There, like that. Like the idea being, okay, let's make this crew cabin just a scooch bigger. So, yeah, if you care about this kind of thing, like getting it just right, I think a lot of the game is premised on really caring how a ship looks, which I kind of do. Let's see. Let's cover that bit, right? Oh, shoot, they're overlapping. We can't have that. Let's make this a little bigger. Now, here's something I wonder. The quote-unquote hit, like the hitbox. Should I be making ships small so that they're harder to hit? Like, am I being penalized for making the size bigger? There, here we go. This looks like a cool kind of warship. Looming gremlin. Yeah, we'll take that. All right, we're above spec for everything. Let's go blow some things up. And yeah, Zaubin is confirming that Supreme Ruler Ultimate does have the Donald Trump DLC. Alright, we're going to launch. This is an asteroid. Watching tour ship has been hit by an asteroid. Big surprise. It left behind a big chunk of scrap. So we're basically going to be fighting some dudes for scrap. And I'm just using the left stick to steer. I will be opening the interface panel on the left, and whichever component I have highlighted gets what's called a control bonus. So that's basically money that's sitting there on the ground. Alright, so I guess I have to get... These look like asteroids that you can hit. Alright, so I'm going to highlight my wings for presumably better maneuverability. I Zoom in. One of the things you can do, and this is also very star control-y, I can just control zoom manually with the bumpers. I can also left trigger to target a ship, and it will do automatic. Oh, look at those missiles, so sweet. It will do automatic. Oh, I like that they're hitting the asteroids. It will automatically zoom for me based on my position relative to the ship. And again, there's no, like, I can just do that, fly over it. The unhealthy pig, so you can see our turrets. I'm not doing any of that, but let's go ahead and highlight the turret. And you will see as it gets like these super shots. You'll see in a minute. Alright, well, we didn't hit him hard enough. He got away. Wait, why do we fail? I think we didn't get the scrap. Objective, get the super scrap. Oh, we have to do both. Or do we? Okay, this also looks like this bonus is based on how much we spend on our ship. Because wasn't this 0 before? I could be wrong. Alright, let's just try that one more time. John Roberdeau, you know what, John R. I can't, your name is way too French for me. Says, is this similar to Gratuitous Space Battles? In ways, it's a great comparison, John. But in other ways, no, because like as was pointed out, yeah, by Left Empty, the actual battle part of this game, the Gratuitous Space Battles, if you will, are direct control. You are flying one ship. You build it, and then you drive it. All right, so yeah, look, he's going to... There, the jerk stole... Ah! Oh, my God. All right, did we take damage? I don't think we did. All right. All right, so he's going to... I don't think we can get the scrap before he gets to it. So this is just a matter of blowing him up. He looks like a big ship. Just banged into a stupid asteroid again. So we are manually... Not manually, but we have the direct control bonus on our missiles. Yeah, now we do. Now here's something I'm not clear about. How do I know how much damage I am doing to this ship? Like, I have a hit point bar on my reticle. Man. Alright, well, we're going to have to hit it way harder. We could also do this. Let's see. I'm not sure that I might have accidentally set that. Let's try that. So what is tactics? Set your priorities in tactics. Oh, right. So this is just an overview. Oh, good. Okay. Engines. Will this do it? Actually, just select all. Just engines. Everybody shoot at engines. Yeah, Hoder's asking, can you disable engines? And then Three Phase Interactive saying, go for the engines. Let's just try this real quick and see how much of a difference that might make. Chris Markinson says, oh, he's not fighting back. Drop your armor. So, Chris, the only thing I could do to drop armor is take these off, which I kind of liked them. But all right, you have a point. All right, and now can we get... Oh, wait. Is my missile launcher still there? Yeah, there it is. Can we take another one? Yeah, oh, we can take a couple of missile launchers. Let's pretend that the missile launchers are back here. That doesn't look right. We'll do that. There we go. Crew power. All right, let's go with this. Yeah. And no, let me just make sure that tactics, everyone, engines, right. Oh, look, that's cool. We could have set a different missile launcher to a different target. Or we can just tell everyone, shoot engines. I presume, right? Yeah, just to be safe. All right. Three Phase Interactive is saying maybe use spacers instead to stick those out there. What are... just real quick, I want to go back. What are spacers? Are they under armor and hull? Spacer. Armor 1, mass 1. Yeah, what was I using before? I was using an actual cylindrical armor thing. Okay. Do I need that? Yeah, I don't really need it because I think, as Chris Markinson pointed out, it's not shooting back at me. All right, here we go. Let's try again. We are shooting at the engines. Left Empty says, are there only cosmetic parts? Three-phase interactive can answer that, but I think everything is going to add either mass or crew. Or I don't know. I'm gonna say I don't know. All right, let's stop the unhealthy pig. Try to go up here. No reason. Is there any reason? Yeah, I don't think there's any reason to try to work my way through that asteroid field. Although maybe it's going to cost me valuable time that I should have spent shooting at him. Oh, he's taunting us, so he's going to get it. Oh, is that where he's trying to get to? He does not have to go very far to get out of here. That's not fair. All right, let me take manual control of the missiles. All right, we're shooting at his engines. Don't know if there's any way to tell how much we're actually hitting them. I mean, I feel like we're hitting it pretty hard. All right, this time I'm going to go through the asteroid field to start shooting him faster. Now, this is kind of Gratuitous Space Battles, isn't it? In Gratuitous Space Battles, you build your ships, then you set them up, and then a battle happens, and you look at how it's going, and maybe you lose, and you go back and you tweak some values, and you rebuild some things. I think that's similar to what's going on here. Oops. I was wondering if I could escape past the seagull. All right, let's zoom in because we're going to have to do some crackerjack maneuvering here. As far as the odds of me getting through this, never tell me them. Oh, good Lord. Yeah. Okay. All right, so we have direct control of the missiles now, so that I think they'll fire more quickly or they'll do more damage, or at any rate, the missiles are doing better than they would have. You know, look at the cooldown on the missiles. The missiles aren't... Was it as... Okay, something weird's going on. I think I'm supposed to be shooting the missiles when I have direct control. That's how weapons work, Tom. Alright, okay, I got this. And it even, the game clearly tells you that earlier. That was totally on me. When you take direct control of a weapon, control the weapon. You know, when you take direct control of wings, there's really nothing to do. It's just adding to the ship's stats, I believe. Okay, so now... So basically, when I was setting up direct control for the missiles before, I was shutting them down, not improving them. All right, so here we go. As I am learning this game, I will get better at it. All right, Seagull. You've told me that. I really would like to skip the Seagull, but that's fine. Okay, I'm going to take direct control of the wings as I go through this asteroid field, demonstrating my navigational acumen. Oh, God. This ship feels a little pokier than I would like. It's not as nimble as I would want it to be. All right, let's start firing. Oh, God, don't hit the stupid asteroid. There. And you see the... Okay, let me lock on. All right, I once again misjudged how nimble I am. This is how you solve a mission, right? Now it can't get away, it's engine. There we go. Alright, we pick this up because this is money. Alright, here now is why this game is called Defect. Not because there's a, maybe, but a defect in your ship's design is one thing. But after the end of each mission, your ship's design gets added to the roster of enemies. This thing here that's shooting at me is something that I built. Okay, wait, let's just go to... Now, you see that little bar? There's my damage. Whichever system I have highlighted gets repaired. So I'm now moving the D-pad around to repair things dynamically, and I've got plenty of money to do that. So going to take the wing for maneuverability. There we go. Now watch me take... Oh, well. If I take direct control of the gun, look how much more quickly it fires. So direct control, the game is clearly about not just like flying around star control-wise and then shooting your weapon. The game is clearly about using this interface over here on the left with the D-pad. What system am I controlling, or repairing, as the case may be, as I'm playing? Like, that's a bit... It's kind of a counterpart in a way to playing X-Wing and deciding, okay, do I allocate my power to engines, shields, or weapons, right? There's a little bit of that in terms of which system you highlight. All right, so we finished a mission. Now watch this. I think I remember how this works. So I built this ship. Wait a minute. What? Your ship defects. The guy, apparently this is the dude, he defects with the ship that you built. And now it can be an enemy in other missions. So this is why it's called that, because the ship defects and you get left floating in space. All right, so here, look. Yeah, exactly. So look, this builds up based on the money I make. I just unlocked these. When I fill this bar up again, I'm going to get a yellow standard core. That's what I want, because again, the core is the foundation for your ship, right? It's how much power you have to play with. So we're going to get that. And what did we unlock? A space tube. Look at the armor on that. Still, it's pretty heavy, but yeah, that's a nice bit of armor. We also unlocked a tractor beam, which I'm not sure what it does. It's a new toy I haven't played it with yet. Oh, okay. Yeah, so when money drops, you have to fly over it directly. And that can be a pain in the ass, especially if you're in a pokey ship. With a tractor beam, it looks like it picks it up for you. Makes perfect sense. And here, but whoops, that direct control stat, that's showing you how much it's improved when you take direct control. You can't directly control a space tube, please. A directional shield. Oh, right, of course. You can't have a spaceship game without shielding. Ah, interesting. So I'm imagining you take control of this, and then you have to use the right stick to point towards incoming fire. Very cool. All right, let's go do that other optional mission. And so if we do... Yeah, exactly what I was hoping would happen. So we've done this, and then these were unlocked, and now we could work our way over here if we wanted. Why can't we... Okay, I'm guessing we can't do that because you have to finish both missions that are adjacent to it. Oh, no, we can't do it. Duh. I'm completely wrong about that. We can't do it because this is the one we just did. These are the ones available, not the red ones. Duh. All right. All right, this is an escort mission. Yikes. This is... Oh, right, that's the speed test. What is this? You don't know blown up by mines yet. So we have to keep a cargo ship alive, destroy defectors. All right, looks like it introduces space mines. Let's go look at this one here. Recapture the inner perimeter defense platforms and hold off incoming pirates. I like shooting pirates. Who doesn't? So we're going to get 500 space bucks towards our yellow core, which we want, if we hold off the pirates. If we furthermore destroy the defectors, because I'm thinking, I could be wrong about this, it seems to me that this is the main mission, and then after the mission, it's going to warp in defectors, which is some of your previous ships, and you can destroy them and get a fair amount of money. Metabaron's asking the developers if there might be a demo available for this at some point. All right, let's go build something to... Now, again, what if you're like, I don't want to start at the beginning. Just load one of your ships. Look here. There's my looming gremlin. Let's use the looming gremlin. Like, I feel like that was a winning formula. Excuse me. Now, here, let's see. So yeah, if I'm not mistaken, this is a running tally of how much you have accumulated, and each time you have an empty box, that's how much you have to spend? I believe that is correct. All right, so 890. Here's something I would like to know. What weapons did I put on these ships? And you'll note, it looks like you can delete designs. Alright, well, we're going to go into this with the Lumen Gremlin. And yeah, I can imagine this is going to drive some people bonkers. Like, I'd really like to be able to name my own ship. Alright, let's go. Alright, we're going to load the Looming Gremlin, see how it fares in this mission, which is holding off space pirates, and then some defectors are going to come in. Alex Chapman votes RimWorld. Let me write that while the mission is loading. Alex Chapoman RimWorld. Someone was asking earlier if there were any votes for RimWorld. Three Phase says there aren't any plans for a demo, which is fair enough. I mean, it can't be easy to make a demo, right? To sort of corral off some of the content, and how do you do that without making it seem limited? Especially a game like this, where so much of it is based on building on, like starting at the beginning without much, and then folding in new gameplay elements. Like, how do you make a demo of this? Of course, you could add the first few levels, but then they're just going to think, oh, you know, it has no shields, there are no tractor beams, it's annoying, I have to fly over the energy things to pick them up. My ship doesn't go very fast, I don't have very many options. Alternatively, I'm capturing this, sorry, not paying attention. Alternatively, they provide you with like a one or two missions with a bunch of options, and it's super overwhelming because you haven't played through the earlier missions to get to know the systems. So I don't envy them as far as this idea of making a demo. But he points out, Three Phase Interactive, that it's a $15 game on Steam. Alright, so I am just flying. I'm going to let my crew control the weapons, see how easy that was. And look, we're going to pick up money because we like money. If I want, I can hit the left trigger to toggle amongst whom I am targeting. Oh, can I capture all of these? Yeah, it probably told me that in the briefing. And yeah, I can. Oh, they fire. Look, wait, are they? No. I think when I capture them, they shoot back. Am I wrong about that? Ah! Oh my god, they hit hard. Ah! Okay. I think when we capture these stations, they have defensive guns. So we want to do that. Alright, let me just try that again. Because I feel like I have a handle on this now. Make sure to capture those stations and stay out of the way of missiles. Those are my dual objectives. Okay, I want to hit space, start, no. Meta Baron, who was going to vote for Abzu, but it's already on the stream for Thursday, votes for Underrail. Underrail. A turn-based, if I'm not mistaken, isometric sci-fi RPG. Right. Oh, this is called Floating Shooter. So, oh my god, I'm terrible at... There we go. I kind of almost wish there was a control option that would decouple steering and thrust on separate controls, because I'm having a hard time getting used to this single stick steering and thrusting. Yeah, okay, I like that. This is a shooting platform too. Now, one of the things I also like in here, and they give you a good taste of this in the first few missions. Okay, don't get out of the way of the missile! Oh my god. Guess I need more armor. Yeah, Chris Marketson, right before leaving, says, I don't think you have very much armor. Yeah, very good point, Chris Marketson. I don't know that we can afford to put... so there's no hurry. Maybe take the turret off. I like my turret. Do I want to go missiles only? Alright, let's take the turret off and give it some armor. We now have plenty of power. 9 crew members left for armor. Is this the armor? Yeah. Quick suggest. I don't know. These, like this says to me engine, because this looks like an exhaust port funnel thing for an engine. But it's armor. For armor, I would put like a picture of a shield. But, you know, you guys, maybe it's just that I'm not reading what that's supposed to communicate. But a minor thing. Okay, that's armor. Let's then stick, you know, we unlocked space tubes, didn't we? Is that our space tube? Yeah. I don't know. Let's try. I don't know. I could just do this and then just put it underneath. And there, armor. What is my armor? 113. What was it without these? Oh my golly, there, yeah, just space tubes. And then I think we can get more missile launchers, even. Look at all the extra power and crew we have. Oh, we're gonna... Do I go crazy with armor? Yeah, look at that. Oh, let's just go crazy with armor. And then I think we could even take another weapon, right? We can't take... Yeah, no, that was way too much to expect. I like these missiles. No, we can't take two of them. Let's try. Yeah, we can do that. All right, we're just going to be crazy with missiles. Missiles out of the nose, out of the sides, and then let's put this underneath the fuselage. There we go. Here's our new looming gremlin, newly armored. I wasn't paying attention to how much these were affected, but probably... Oh, top speed. All right, well, it's a defense mission, so it's not like we need to get anywhere. Space Explorer votes for Rise of Nations. Space Explorer. I can just put Ron, and I totally know what that means. Yeah, the fact that I'm slow, I do not care about at all. As a matter of fact, it makes it a little easier to stop on the platform. Yeah, not quite. While I'm capturing it. Okay, I was going to say, oh, you know what? Let's go to wings, and maybe that will. Direct control of wings. Yeah, I can definitely feel a difference. Good Lord, I feel a difference. Let's zoom out. So we want to be primed to head over to that one. Oh, I was going to say before, one of the things the game shows you early on and does a good job at, those cool designs. Look at those. Those things look pretty awesome. Like, I'm not doing a lot of imaginative ship making. All my ships look like a crew cabin with a couple engines on the side. So it's showing as you fight ships, not the ones that you've built, but the ships that you go up against have some cool designs to them. And there's some great early missions that really show off the scale tricks they can do with the zoom level. Bad Decapitation is the name of that ship. Alright. I do like having those homing missiles, right? I don't have to worry. Oh, wow! Now, here we go. Something a little bit fatter. And you'll note there was some money dropped, which you might think, yeah, we can get that later. No. You want money because that's how you repair any damage. Yeah, shoot a monkey. Alright, we definitely need to run over there and get that money, which is where tractor beams would help, right? Let me zoom out, make sure I can aim at it. There we go. No, that's not much. Wow. Yeah, not much at all. It was way easier to pick up a chunk of 250 space bucks. What do I want priorities on? Let's have the missiles. For repairs. Was that a lost condition? Wait, what died? Let me zoom out. I think a space... Oh, no, one of them died. Okay, I thought that was one of my space stations. Alright, we've got plenty of money for repairs now, which I feel puts me in a good position. I'm toggling through these things, just doing those little one space buck repairs. Yeah, I definitely can tell when I switch away from wings how much harder it is to steer. Yeah, now, okay, now we're doing good. We got plenty of money. Look at that! He's way out. Wait, what was she saying? He's way out of your league. I think it's just telling me lure him into the guns. I'm locked onto one of those other ships, so it's going to dynamically zoom. Okay, that guy's out of my league. Let me... Oh, shoot. Look at the damage I just took. Oh, no, and I blew up. So, I just need to steer clear of that fella. Which is what the pigeon told me to do, right? Or the seagull told me to do, right? Is he's way out of your league. Draw him into fire from the turrets. I keep hitting start to try to skip the cinematic. It's not really a cinematic, though, is it? Just a brief intro. Okay, highlight the wings for the extra maneuverability, which is going to help. And then we're going to go over and get this fella up here. These guys we could not care less about. The cockpits on those look kind of like TIE fighter cockpits, like the front of them. Can you guys see? Yeah, look at that little central bit. It's totally like a TIE fighter fuselage. Alright, I'm going to just go to my engines real quick so I can more quickly move over here, and I can maybe grab a little money on the way, right? Because we need that for repairs. Alright, go back to wings. Got all the turrets. Now let's zoom out and get some of this money while the turrets do some of the work for us. Ow. That was the Painful Machine, by the way. That was the name of that ship. It seems like as long as we move laterally to the path of those missiles, they can't quite turn at us. Clearly designed for hitting bigger, slower ships. Ow! I think I might have flown into one. Oh no, what happened to the money that was over there? Does money disappear if I don't pick it up? If so, that's rude. Maybe I just was misreading what was there. Although, boy, that would kind of be an incentive for a tractor beam, wouldn't it? Oh, yeah, there's a question about playing. Can you just play this with Can you play the whole thing with a gamepad? Do you need a keyboard and mouse? Yeah, the ship... Oh, shoot. Get away, get away. Fix my engines up a little bit. The shipbuilding interface is clearly for mouse and keyboard. Especially a mouse. Like mousing over parts, dragging things. Like, I could imagine this would be a pain in the butt if they tried to do a console port of this. Okay, I'm just repairing my systems. Is that the guy that was too big for me? Or is that someone who comes in now? Oh, we'll find out. Okay, we are in good shape. I'm putting direct control on the wings. Okay, now I think the really big guy comes in, right? What? Something's uncaptured. Oh, no, that was the big guy. All right, so now the defectors. No, something's not uncaptured. I got a little thing on the HUD saying capture something, but I guess I misread it. All right, let's take these guys out. This shouldn't be too hard because they're just flying into a crazy field of fire with these space station turrets. Took a minor hit, repair the engines, repair my missile launchers. Now here's something I'm not sure about. Do I automatically get... God, get out of the way of the missile. Okay. If the mission ends... Although, oh, of course, right. The mission doesn't just automatically end. I press the end button after I am satisfied with having picked up these little scraps of money. But I do get these after the mission, don't I? Yeah, there's an icon there that says capturing. Did I not finish capturing one of the turrets? Yeah, like, is this scrap I'm picking up just for the purposes of this mission and repairs? Or is it worth doing this because then I have the money goes towards unlocks and how much I can spend to build? Yeah, that right there, see on the edge of the screen, capturing? It's a little misleading. It made me think that my capture was uncaptured. Alright, and there's all the money. Let's end mission, and I think we've unlocked a new core. And Metabaron, yes, I'm using a gamepad for the battles. I think the battles would support a mouse and keyboard okay. But I'm definitely liking it as a twin-stick shooter with a gamepad. Like, it seems to me that's the ideal way to play it. Oh no, the same thing happened again. That's going to happen every time, I assume. It's just going to add it's just saying, hey, we're adding your ship to the roster of defectors we're going to throw at you during a mission. Yes, the money is worth saving up for. Come on, keep going. Oh my... Oh, yes. Phew. I thought it was just stopping short. And a little bit over. All right, so we have a sweet new core, which takes us from 80 power to 110 power. Now, you might ask, well, why isn't that 80 power one completely obsolete? Maybe, but I'm sure it's cheaper, right? Like this is going to cost us $250. I think the 80 power one was like $100. So if you're trying to spend a certain amount of money... Oh, yeah, it does show at the bottom under debrief. Objective 1 is $500 for killing the defector. I got 890, and then those are the 258 I collected. So I wouldn't be surprised if later there are missions that have a restriction about how much you can spend. Certainly, we already saw one mission where the reward you get is related to your ship's cost, right? So the cores aren't necessarily obsolete. All right, what is this? A chain gun. I like chain guns quite a bit. They do very little damage, but the wide aiming arc and high rate of fire guarantee that it will hit something. I do like me a chain gun. What is this? This looks sweet. Okay, yeah, it looks like way better guided missiles. And what is this pokey looking thing? A torpedo. Of course I want a torpedo. Oh, and look, we have a new crew cabin. I want information on this. Even though I can't use it, what's coming up? Yeah, maybe that's intentional, right? Like maybe they just want to tease you with what's coming up. In which case, fair enough. All right. Oh, Triphase Interactive points out that off-screen indicator for capturing is just a bug. It's something that they're working on. Good to know. So that is Defect. Obviously, look, these are kind of bosses, right? And this map, you're working your way towards the bosses. Now, you might think, oh, well, what if I play that and then I'm done, and then what? Am I supposed to replay it again? No. This is, for all intents and purposes, 20% of the game. That's not quite true, but this is one of, is it 5? This is one of the ways you can play. Let me show you the other ones. So there's this campaign. It is progressively unlocking the amount of money you have to spend on ships. You're working your way around these optional missions. Now, by the way, with that new core, how easy is it going to be? Wait, where did that speed mission go? How easy is this going to be? Right? Like I kind of brute forced my way. I don't know about past it, but I brute forced my way to make this a little easier by unlocking the better core. So you got this campaign. You finish it, and you're like, oh, now what? Or maybe even before you finish it, look at this. These are additional ways to play battles. Now, they don't have a campaign shell. They don't have a strategic level to them. But look, there's a survival mode. There's a mode where I can just pick, okay, what ship do I want to fight against? Oh, I guess I could just replay missions in the campaign. Why would that be there? Couldn't I go to the campaign and do that? I'm not sure. At any rate, that's there. And then this is one that limits the ships by the size of the core, so you can't just brute force past it. And I'll just show you, for instance, the survival wave. Here I can load one of my ships, like we could see how long we could live with our looming gremlin. I'm now going to go on record as saying I really wish you could change these names, because the game really does cultivate a sense of this is my ship. I built this. I decided what's on it. I made these little wings, right? This is my creation. I feel strongly enough that you guys are probably going to get pushback, the developers, about wanting to name things. It's like naming your soldiers in XCOM, right? You developed them. You watched them grow. I made that. Let me name it. Just a minor point. All right, so we could choose this, and this is now what we're going to use for survival mission. We can now these are my designs that I'm going to fight against. Everything it's going to throw at me is stuff I've played, is stuff that I've built, I believe. Will it be stuff? Well, and then I can, of course, make new things. Look at this. All right, none of you jokers, I don't think, have the game yet. But if I had people who had the game, who've been building ships, I could be fighting their ships. How cool is that? And Gratuitous Space Battles does something similar. So you just launch, actually, so I selected friends, and since I don't know of anyone with the game yet, I wonder if I'll automatically win. So remember I said that there's really no strategic level in these modes. There is a kind of a tactical level where you'll note, it's going to tell me in a minute, yeah, I definitely did not build whatever that was. So either that's something that they added to a canned list of stuff, or maybe I do have friends who have the game. Oh, so it's explaining to me that as I hit certain thresholds of collecting scrap, it'll unlock new assets for me on this map. Oh, it'll warp in a wingman. Good, right, a friendly ship. So every 500 scrap I earn, it'll unlock a new ship, AI-controlled ship for me. All right, what do I want to control here? We'll just go to wings. I like the maneuverability I get when I control wings. Now, what is that guy? That is the Furious Claw. And this, to me, is just so Star Control, isn't it? Nice, all right. So you'll see we have collected 0 credits. I think this is going to be... I think these little things are just 10 credits each. I could be wrong about that. I guess I have to be zoomed in a little closer to see. Yeah. It looks like as you zoom out, it fades out your credit readout. So now 2 Furious Claws. Space Explorer asks an excellent question. How many developers worked on this game? Oh, I can hit left trigger to lock onto him. Do a little bit of damage. I can repair that. What I don't know, and if I was a game developer, I'm not sure how I would do this. We'll find out in a minute. This money that I'm earning, do I keep this? Does this go towards unlocks, or do I have to play the campaign to progress and unlock things? If I was a game designer, which choice would I make? I'm not sure. I think I might allow the player to progress and unlock things in whatever way he wanted. So Three Phase Interactive says this game was made by 2 people full-time, and then three contractors. Wow. It looks really good, I think. So you can see these missiles. Oh, I should have equipped it. I should have equipped this with my new missile launchers, right? I should have upgraded the looming gremlin. Yeah, because obviously the issue here is the range is too limited, and I'm doing this whole jousting thing. We're sort of booming and zooming each other, and the missiles are not reaching far enough. There we go. That's more like it. So as you can see, it's going to take me forever to get 500 credits, right? So is that how it always is? So what I'm assuming is that the credits that are dropped by a ship that gets blown up are directly related to how powerful the ship is, right? Like as I'm fighting tougher, bigger ships, they're going to drop more money. And it's not going to be, oh my god, 10 credits at a time, I'll never get to 500. Three-Phase Interactive says, only the campaign unlocks things. They would like to work more. They would like to work on adding more to the challenge mode. And he says the challenge mode ships don't cost you money. Meaning I have unlimited, yeah, like if I were to go into the build screen, right, I have unlimited assets to build whatever ship I want. And that's the purpose of the core challenges, where every ship is using the same level of core. Because the core, again, that's the foundation for your ship. It's how much power you got. So look, the reason he's not moving, I bet I destroyed his engines. Right? Like, ships aren't just bags of hit points. They're components. And I know that because I'm building them, and I'm fighting. I would be fighting against ships that I've built. Oh, yeah, okay, look at this. So whenever I hit the start button, it's going to drop a defense. Nope, sorry, not the start button. I have to actively click on this. There, look, it dropped one of those turrets for me. So what I'm not clear about, because I told it to do ships from my friends list, am I always and only fighting Furious Claws? Do not know the answer to that. So at any rate, there's the survival mode. Now, I want to try something. Let's see, how can I die? Oh, no, he answered. I was going to, try. Do I get to keep the money? No, I don't. It does not go in your coffers. This is just a standalone mode to play. Alright, so there is Defect. New on Steam. Just came out this week. It's a $15 release. Has a lot of different ways to play it. If you have friends who have it, you will get to see their ships and vice versa. It's a little Star Control with a little Gratuitous Space Battles building interface. If you like putting together model ships, if you've ever been a kid gluing together plastic pieces, then I think you'll appreciate what's going on with the builder here, the building aspect of it. Three-Phase Interactive says, and sorry you missed this at the beginning, I unfortunately did, I played a little bit of the music, I did turn it off. Nothing personal against y'all's music, I do that for most games. But Three-Phase Interactive says, and this is really cool, the music is based on what components you use to build your ship. Well, you know what? That then calls for... Oh, can I not call up settings? Well, at any rate, that then calls for... It looks like when you're in the game proper, you can't change the settings. But now out here, I know that I can because I've done it before. So that then calls for doing a little bit of this for next time I play. Alright, Defect Spaceship Construction Kit from Three-Phase Interactive out this week on Steam. Thanks everyone for watching the stream. Tomorrow, Tuesday, I'll be playing Guild Wars 2, and then at 7 p.m. Pacific, we'll be doing the drawing for Request Wednesday. On Thursday, I will be playing Abzu. Some sort of indie game about being underwater. That's all I know about it. On the PS4. And then Friday, we're going back into XCOM. So join me for those streams. In the meantime, if you give this video a thumbs up click, I appreciate that. Let's get a few more subscribers in here, and then I will, when I hit 1,000, I'll be doing a live stream tipsy. It's my guarantee to you. You can find me on Twitter at QT3. You can find me on the internet at quarter-to-3.com. And my Patreon campaign, if you're interested in finding out more about what I do, maybe possibly supporting me, that's at patreon.com/TomChick. Thanks especially to those of you who show up in the chat channel. And anyone who has any comments, drop those in if you're watching this recorded. I'm happy to respond to those. All right, everyone, have a good day. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you all next time.